Do you have a death wish? Rohan shouted angrily at the guy who grabbed the teddy bear off the ground and gave it to the mother whose toddler was crying hysterically for his favorite teddy that he threw in the middle of a busy road. Who the hell are you shouting at? You clearly saw me bending down on the road. You had plenty of time to stop your bike. What the hell did you just say? Instead of apologizing for jaywalking on a busy road, you are shouting back at me. I should have run you over instead, ungrateful brat. Oh, sorry mister, it's my son's fault. He threw his toy on the road and I was unable to fetch it for him as the road is so busy. So this gentleman just helped me pick it up. I really apologize, the child's mother said to Rohan, interrupting their argument. No need to apologize, sister. These rich guys think that the road belongs to them. Everything is their dad's property. Yes, as a matter of fact it is. What can you do about it, huh? Rohan says as he comes close to the guy's face, staring intently into his eyes, trying to intimidate him. I won't do anything because I don't give a fuck about people like you, says the guy smirking at Rohan and waving to the little boy before turning around and leaving. Rohan was fuming with anger and tried chasing the guy, but Aisha stopped him, saying that they needed to reach their faculty as they were already really late for freshman orientation. So she grabbed his hand and pulled him back, telling him to let it go. When Rohan and Aisha reached the faculty premises, freshman orientations had already begun in full swing. Freshers were signing up to join the clubs of their choice, and being the head of the university's music club, Rohan was asked to give a speech to all the freshman students interested in joining the club and lay out the guidelines for the selection process. Rohan is the lead singer and guitarist of the indie pop band Sanj. Rohan, along with his two band members, Arav and Rahim, had made it to the list of the top 5 indie music bands in India. They played regularly in popular music festivals like NH7 Weekender and Sunburn. In just a short span of 2 years, Sanj had garnered a cult following amongst the youth of the nation. Sanj's popularity had also played a big role in increasing the university's prestige, and so Rohan's music club received large amounts of funding every year to promote the university at various music festivals and events. At least 300 freshers had already applied to join the club, and the number kept increasing owing to the band's fame. The club members had booked the faculty's amphitheater for Rohan's speech and the band's welcome performance for the freshers. The students were waiting eagerly to see Rohan, Arav and Rahim on stage, as the three of them were not only popular in the university for their band, but also because they were three of the most handsome guys on campus. Each of the three guys possessed certain qualities and charms about them that attracted people toward them. Whenever they were in a room together, they inadvertently garnered everyone's attention due to their striking persona. Rohan was a quiet person who liked to keep to himself. At the university, he spent most of his time in the music club practicing with his band and going to bars every night with Arav and Rahim. Rohan, Arav and Rahim relied on Aisha to take all the lecture notes for them. Aisha also didn't mind helping out the boys, as she wanted to make sure Rohan passed all his exams and is able to focus on his music without his dad hounding him for slacking on his studies. The three boys were also famous for being womanizers and dated girls from all the faculties. Even after knowing the Casanova image of the three guys, women at the university threw themselves at them, as being exes of any of the three guys increased their popularity, and they garnered more attention from the other students on the campus. When the band stepped on stage, there was loud cheering and everyone chanted the band's name, Sanj, 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 in anticipation of their performance. The principals, teacher and the other staff had also gathered to see the band play. As soon as Rohan hit the first strum on his guitar, everyone became quiet, and the only voice that could be heard in the amphitheater was the deep, mesmerizing voice of Rohan. An hour went by in a blink as everyone was immersed in the soulful and powerful performance by the band. When Rohan finished singing his last song, there was a roaring applause from the audience, including the principal and the teachers. Rohan, Arav and Rahim come up to the front of the stage to take a bow, thanking the audience for being amazing and cheering for them throughout the performance. Rohan then took the mic and started telling the audience about the faculty's music club and all that they do. As he was explaining the objectives of the club, his eyes met with the familiar figure who was standing in the third row of the audience. He was wearing the college badge and standing alongside other first-year students. The guy stood in the crowd holding his gaze. Rohan thought he'd get angry looking at the guy, but surprisingly, the emotion he felt at this moment was not anger but intrigue. The expression on the guy's face was difficult to understand. Rohan gave him a sly smirk, but the guy turned around and left the amphitheater. After finishing up his speech and overseeing the application process, Rohan lets his bandmates know that he's leaving for the day. Aisha was busy coordinating activities in her academic club, so she told Rohan that she was staying at the campus for a while so Rohan can go back by himself. When Rohan reaches his house, he's stunned to see the guy from the morning sitting in his dad's car. Rohan parks his bike hastily on the driveway and walks over to the car to talk to the guy. "Oh, Rohan sir, you're back from your university? Kumar uncle, what is this guy doing in the car? Oh, so you remember him? You two always used to play together when you were young." "Me? With this guy? What are you talking about?" "Dev beta, get out of the car. Come, greet Rohan sir." Dev looked equally shocked to know that the guy he had a scuffle with in the morning turned out to be the son of the family his dad had worked for more than 25 years. Dev quickly gets out of the car and stands next to his father. "This is my son Dev. He just came back to Delhi a few days ago. He was away at the boarding school in Dehradun for 15 years. He got into your university's faculty through an academic scholarship. I couldn't be more proud of him, and all this was made possible only because of Kapoor sir and madam's financial support for his studies. So I brought him over today to seek blessings from them." Rohan smiled and nodded at Mr. Kumar, but all the while his eyes were locked on Dev. His eyes were filled with contempt, as if Rohan had done something deliberately to put him down or make him feel inferior. Rohan felt a twinge of pain in his heart. He didn't want to see the humiliation in the guy's eyes. He didn't want to see him look defeated like this. "It would have been better if I hadn't come to know that this guy is my driver's son. I want him to look at me with the same arrogant look on his face as he did in the morning." Rohan thought to himself as Kumar uncle kept talking about how grateful he is for his parents' generosity towards him and his family. Mr. Kumar told Dev to wait for him at the front door. He will park the car in the garage and then both of them can go inside to meet Mr. and Mrs. Kapoor. Dev nodded and stayed back as Mr. Kumar got into the car and drove it toward the garage. "Not saying anything now? I thought you'd be coming at my throat the moment you saw your father leave." "No sir, I won't dare to do that," Dev said emotionlessly. Looking at Dev's listless, melancholy attitude, Rohan felt annoyed. He leaned on his bike and lit a cigarette. "So how was your first day today?" For some unknown reason, Rohan didn't want the conversation to end. He wanted to keep talking even though the answers coming from the other party were curt and desolate. It was okay. Rohan threw the cigarette butt on the ground and smashed it repeatedly with his toes, trying to contain his anger. "This guy is testing me. Are you doing it on purpose? You want to play? Let's play," Rohan thought as he threw his bike keys at Dev. "Park the bike in the garage for me," said Rohan as he turned around and walked towards his house. Hi guys, this is the end of chapter 2. Let me know how you guys like it so far. I thought providing a face to the characters will make the story more interesting, so I'm inserting photos of 2 Bollywood actors who will suit the characters perfectly in my eyes. This is Rohan and this is Dev. See you guys next time. Bye.